Hello everyone, this is lecture number 9. As you can see, this is your syllabus. We have already covered the electric charges, conservation of charges, and we have already covered the chapter number 1. So now today I will start with your chapter number 2. Before that, I want to introduce you with a new term that is called your potential energy of a dipole. As you know, what is a dipole? Dipole is a system of two charges which are placed at a small distance from each other. So everything is already written here. This video I am recording for the second time. I don't know what happened with the first lecture. So let's start with this. This is potential energy of a dipole in uniform electric field. As you know, we have already studied in mechanics what is potential energy. Potential energy is mgh. So what is potential energy of a dipole? If you place the dipole in any electric field, you have already seen it experiences a torque. Means if you place it like this, it will try to rotate. It will try to align it in the direction of E. As you know, this is the direction of electric field. So potential energy of a dipole is the energy possessed by the dipole by virtue of its perpendicular position. As you know, the potential energy of anything is just its static energy, means the energy of its rest position. Similarly, the potential energy of a dipole is the energy possessed by a dipole by virtue of its perpendicular position, means this position. When the dipole is perpendicular to electric field, the energy of this position is called the potential energy of dipole. So in the previous lectures I have already calculated the torque which acts on the dipole to rotate it, and its value is tau is equals to p sin theta, where p is your dipole moment, and you know the direction of dipole moment is from minus q to plus q. So here we will calculate the potential energy of the dipole. As you know, the potential energy is the work done is stored as potential energy. So I will write dw as tau d theta here, and in the place of tau, p sin theta already written. I have already written it here. So total work done will be nothing but the integration of this small work done. So if the dipole is initially at some angle theta 1 and now I have rotated it to some angle theta 2 with electric field, then I will put a limit theta 1 to theta 2 and p sin theta d theta over it, and now you will not see this term, and this w will be equal to, I will just integrate it. The integration of sin theta gives you minus cos theta and the limit theta 1 to theta 2. So I will put the limit, and the work done is calculated as minus p cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. As you know, the total work done is stored as potential energy of the system. So this work done I will write it as potential energy, and here you can see it is a new term for potential energy. The potential energy is denoted by U here. So U is equals to minus p cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1, and this potential energy is a scalar term. Now we will see two cases. First cases when dipole is aligned along the electric field, means the direction of dipole and the electric field is same. This is the direction of p. This pole line is initial position. So this is the direction of p and this is the direction of electric field. These two are in same direction. So initially the angle will be theta, and if I want to rotate it at some angle theta 2, which will be written as theta 2. So theta 2 will be theta at some angle. So the u becomes minus pe cos theta minus cos 0. Cos 0 in the place of theta 1, and in the place of theta 2 I have written only theta here. So u is equals to minus p cos theta minus 1. This is your potential energy when dipole is aligned along the electric field. Second case is when dipole is at right angle to E. Means when the dipole is aligned like this, where theta 1 is equals to 90 degree and theta 2, means I want to set it at angle of theta. Initially it is at angle of 90 degree and I want to set it at some angle theta. Then I will write 90 degree in place of theta 1 and theta in place of theta 2. So from the equation I get u is equals to minus p cos 90 minus cos theta minus cos 90. As you know, cos 90 gives you 0. So we have u is equals to minus p with us. Means, as you know, p is also a vector quantity and e is also a vector quantity, and dot product, as you know, dot product of two vectors is given by ab cos theta. So I can write it as u is equals to minus p dot e. So this is your first chapter completed here. Now we will start with your chapter number 2. This is your chapter number 2, that is electrostatic potential and capacitance. Basically, electrostatic potential of a charged body is represented by the degree of electrification of the body, or it determines the direction of flow of charge between two charged bodies. As you have already known, the flow of charge, it flows from higher potential to lower potential. So that's all for today. In the next lecture we will start with your chapter number 2, and I hope all of you are doing revision of chapter number 1. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video.